The single most difficult question when I meet someone new is, what do you do for a living? Y'all have all heard me talk about what I do, and you're probably confused. My whole career has been in the autism field. One of the coolest things about being a behavior analyst. I'm a behavior analyst. So the science of behavior says know a whole lot about how behavior works and why people do stuff. And unfortunately, this video probably isn't going to clear it up for you. That's going to be a later video. The quickest and easiest answer is I work with people with autism. If you don't already know somebody who works with somebody with autism, you probably are going to in the near future. And also, you now know me. I want to help you feel super comfortable and super effective in responding when somebody tells you that they work with autistic people. Top secret info, guys. Most of us work with people with autism because it's a freaking blast. I really hope this video doesn't come across as don't talk to me about what I do because you have no idea, because that's not how I feel at all. I love talking about what I do. I will talk about it all day long. I'm just here to help you pull all those words together before you say them, turn them around in your mouth, see how they taste, throw them back up here, think about what the unintended implications of what you're about to say are, and then give the best and most informed possible response. Aren't those kids like really small? Do you ever have much success with those kids? Do you ever get them to like talk? Aren't those kids really dangerous? What? Again, take the words, pull them into your mouth, put them right there, switch them around, throw them back up in your head. What are you saying? Then spit it out. Okay, like when I tell you that I work with people with autism, the first thing that comes to your mind is that they're dangerous and aggressive. Let's do some work on that. Let's do some work on that. I'm definitely going to do a video later on about like top misconceptions of people with autism. And I feel like it's important that we be talking about that no matter who you are. Let's be talking about some misconceptions about autism. If anybody is coming up to people who do this for a living and saying, aren't those kids dangerous? That's a problem. Because first and foremost, those kids and adults, please don't forget adults have autism too. They're awesome. They're brilliant. They're funny. I know a guy who could kick my butt at chess while giving me a PhD level dissertation on how tardigrades can survive on Mars. And not everybody with autism is a savant and has a special skill. I also have gotten to spend hours at a time just throwing rocks into a pond. And like, how meditative and contemplative is that? Don't look at something you don't understand and think it's weird. Ask questions about it. I think the takeaway on every single one of these is going to be, don't make assumptions, be curious and ask questions. Try this one instead. You know, I don't know a whole lot about autism. Tell me, I want to know more. Tell me more. Oh, you work with autistic people. That's so cool. You know, my brother's aunt's cousin's nephew has autism, and I get to spend so much time with him, so I know all about what that must be like. This one's not as bad. It depends on how it's delivered. Usually when I get this in response to just like, you know, me telling people what I do, it's not that bad. When I get this one in response to a time that I have tried to educate someone on something related to autism, it's rough. It's rough. You're overgeneralizing there, and you're standing right up here at the peak of Mount Stupid. And I'm not calling you stupid. That's just the technical term. That's how they label this graph. You took just this little bit of knowledge and decided that it means that you know everything about autism. It's amazing that you have a family member and that you are aware of their diagnosis and you're aware of what that means for them and you're aware of how that impacts your life and that you've had that experience. That's fantastic. That's so great. But my favorite phrase about autism is if you know one person with autism, you know one person with autism. It's a spectrum. It's not a linear spectrum. I'll link some great videos about that. Maybe do one myself later. But you just don't know. A very slight variation on this one that makes it so much better. Oh, you work with autistic people. That's cool. My brother's aunt's cousin's nephew has autism, but I've never done anything professionally in that field. What's that like? You must have so much patience. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate the sentiment. I appreciate that you think that my profession says something about me that is good. I appreciate that sentiment. Thank you, Karen. Let me tell you a secret. I have no patience. Zero. I have ADHD. When my fiance and I are checking out at the grocery store, I say, hon, I'm gonna go pull around the car or something. I'm gonna go check. I think we forgot such and such, because I will not stand in that line. I am not patient. Also, I know you don't mean it, but when you say that, you're implying that there's something wrong with autistic people. This is a great moment for a quick relational freeze frame. Relational freeze frame! If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out my video on masks. It'll explain relational frame theory for you. And that's bad. Like, you can't, like, don't put that on them, please. Honestly, the only reason this field requires patience is because it's underfunded, understaffed, and under-resourced. And that lack of funding and that lack of resources creates massive burnout. And then you get people leaving the field frustrated, and then people assume that you have to have all this patience to work in this field. And then they assume that that says something bad about our clients and the autistic population. But go to somebody who has left the field. Ask them why they left. I can guarantee you, if it's not the first thing out of their mouth, it will be somewhere in there. It's not the kids. It's never the kids. The kids are never the problem. The alternative here would be something like, oh, that sounds like a really cool job. Do you enjoy it? It really takes a special person to work with those kids. I wish there were more people in the world like you. This one's tough because everybody likes to feel special. So like, I see how well-intentioned this is, but I love my dudes and my chicks, and I'm not special. It doesn't take a special person to work with them. Like, they are a part of our society. They are human beings, and everyone is around them, and they deserve respect and compassion and understanding and support and friendship from everyone, not just special people who work with them professionally. If you're genuinely saying that you wish there were more people in the world like me, what that says to me is that you wish you could get involved too. So you could say something like, you know, I have always been interested in that field. Is there any like volunteer volunteer opportunities that you know about. I would love to learn more. Wow, I could never do what you do. My typical response when somebody says, I could never do what you do, is I look at them and I go, I could never do what you do, Karen. There is a lid for every pot, and there are jobs out there that millions of people do that are my worst nightmare. And, you know, what is my passion and my calling is your worst nightmare. But don't say that to me, please. It's rude. Okay, this one has the best alternative of all of them, because I've actually heard this alternative a lot and I love it when people say this. Whoa, that's neat. How did you get into that? That's the end. I hope you walked away from this video feeling enlightened and empowered. I loved making it. I hope you love watching it. Let me know what you guys think I should do next. I mentioned a couple things, a video explaining a little bit more in detail what I do, which will also involve explaining some of the controversies surrounding applied behavior analysis, a more in-depth informational video about what autism is and the misconceptions, or bonus, I've been wanting to do a video about women on the autism spectrum and women with ADHD and how neglected and underdiagnosed those populations are. Please like and comment and subscribe so that I can keep doing more of these. Check out my channel up here. Also, check out my brother-in-law's channel right here, super cool. I'm gonna link you the Relational Frame Theory video here so that you can learn a little bit more about that.